So Neural DSP surprised everybody recently by releasing the Gojira Archetype pack. Now, this is the first Archetype pack that I've demoed on the channel. I've demoed a bunch of Neural DSP stuff, but I've never really demoed the other Archetype packs because while they're very good and have great tones, they were never quite for me. There was always a bunch there that I felt like I wouldn't really use. But with this one, it seems very much my style, you know, 5150, chug tones, and then big ambient washy clean sounds, and then some cool weird stuff on the side. And a lot of the stuff that's in this pack is stuff I own personally. Let's just get right into it. The amplifiers, you get 3 amplifiers and 3 cabinets, and you can mix and match those as much as you like. The first one, the clean amplifier, very clearly an EVH 5153. And more specifically, I'd say because of the color scheme, it's probably an EL34 version, which they've used in the studio and live. Now the second amplifier, the rhythm amplifier, is a little bit harder to pin down. I feel like it's very dual rec. It doesn't feel 5150 to me, and they use dual recs for years in the studio and out on the road, so it would stand to reason why they would have a dual rec in this pack. Now the third amplifier, the high gain lead amplifier, this one's definitely a 5150. I mean, other than how it sounds and feels, which is super 5150 and more gain than you'd ever need, super aggressive, just the way it looks. I mean, that you have that honeycomb pattern on the front that all the 5150s going back to the original PVs to now have. And judging by the fact that it's kind of, you know, a darker color scheme, it may hint that it's a stealth, which I know Joe uses both live and in the studio, but it could be any of the variants of the EVHs that they've used over the years. Now, just like with all the other Archetype packs, just make these cool is you get a lot of the effects that the artists themselves use to get their sounds. Now, starting off right away, and the first thing in the chain is you have a couple of octave effects. You have an octave pedal that'll go 2 octaves down, and then you have a really cool whammy pitch shifter pedal that I'm pretty sure is based on the whammy pedal they use live, the Digitech one. And what's even cooler is if you have a MIDI expression pedal and hook it up, you can actually control this in real time. Now, after that, you have some really cool effects that sit in front of the amplifier. You have an overdrive, which I'm pretty sure is modeled after an Ibanez TS7. A TS7 is something that they both like to use live and in the studio. They have TS9s as backups, but they prefer TS7s. Now, it has a dirt pedal there, and this dirt pedal feels very ratty to me. It feels like a rat distortion pedal, and the way they use it in some of the presets to get these big, huge, kind of super thick droning sounds leads me to believe that this is a rat pedal. Then you have a cool phaser, which, I mean, it's one knob. It seems very, I don't know, MXR phasery. It could be something like a small clone or something like that, or a small stone. I think it's a small stone. Yeah, small stone from EHX, but I think it kind of feels more like a Phase 90. And then you have a nice chorus that goes into the amplifier. As it comes out, you have an equalizer like you do with most of them, and then you get into the cool time-based stuff. Now, this is my bread and butter for all my clean tones. You have a big delay with tap tempo, and of course you can sync that to whatever tempo you're working with in your DAW. I think it's also really cool that it has a tap tempo for if you're playing this in standalone. And then you have a reverb. Now, I'm not exactly sure what pedal these are based off of that they use. Doesn't matter, they sound great, and the shimmer mode specifically on that reverb sounds absolutely gorgeous, and you can get incredibly ambient clean tones, and I just love it. So that's a lot of me talking about this. There's a lot to go on with this. I was kind of hoping to just do a compact video as best as I could on this, but there's a lot to go over, but I didn't want everyone sitting here watching some huge video. So we're going to have an in-mix where I set up, I got Joe Duplanter's Rhythm 2-tone using the 5150 for one of the guitars, and then I set up the dual rec to be on the other side with another good rhythm tone because they blended so well together. And then I also have one of Joe's clean settings for the clean intro that you're about to hear. And then I picked my 4 favorite presets from the Gojira presets just to kind of go through, and you'll see me out of a mix, just kind of turning stuff off and on, moving a couple of knobs here and there, just so you can get a feel for what everything does. I made an effort to try and use every amp, cabinet, and effect at least a little bit. But if I were to go through every single feature and knob, we would be sitting here all day. So I wanted to condense this down as much as possible. Let's check it out. So yeah, I really dig the tones you can get with this thing. Like I said, this is very much my kind of thing. It's a 5150, you got some dual rec in there. These would be great tones just to sit around and chug on, write some cool riffs. You can get some big washy ambient clean sounds. And then you got some cooler stuff in there. You could even do some cool doom metal and like sludge and stoner and droning sounds with this. This is all right up my alley and would definitely be the Archetype pack that I would pick up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay metal.